from the studios of Maisha Television. Good to be with you here on Maisha Prime News, the bulletin that brings you breaking news, developing stories, politics, education, and also what is happening in the business sector. The loud campaigns are now silent, with each presidential candidate, Azimio's Raila Odinga, Kenya Kwanza's William Ruto, Roots Party's Professor George Wajakoya, and their Agano Party counterpart David Moore preparing for Kenyans' decision. Some hours from now, some 22.1 million Kenyans will head to the polling stations to cast their votes. Among others, the country's fifth president, members of the National Assembly, senators, and county governors. Maisha TV will be here to inform and enlighten you on every detail that will be transpiring during this year's general elections. Welcome to the authoritative, unbiased and incisive bulletin that airs Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. and also on weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. My name is Rida Karin Chebet, and let's have a look at our top stories. Tonight,
Gubernatorial seat Kakamega County, Gubernatorial seat Mombasa County, Kachilipa constituency, member of National Assembly, Pokot South constituency, member of National Assembly. Elections have been suspended for those 4 elective positions, and the date will be announced through a gazette notice. Elections
of gubernatorial positions in Kakamega and Mombasa counties suspended following errors on the ballot papers. Also tonight,
security items, ballot papers, Kim's kits are escorted under heavy police security. And those ones are all safe for the cases that we have mentioned in our.
It is all systems go as election materials arrive in respective polling stations. Also tonight, the Kenya Army Change of Guard Parade as Lieutenant General Peter Mbogo takes over as the new commander. Alright, welcome on board. As other regions confirmed that all systems are ready for the Tuesday's general elections, others were marred by confusion and violence. In Mombasa, there was confusion when the ballot papers for gubernatorial candidates meant for Mvita constituency polling centers were missing. Instead, the constituency received ballot papers for Kilifi gubernatorial candidates. Ballot papers under transportation in Kisii were on Monday partially destroyed. Millicent Makoha gives us more details on how the polling centers across the country received the voting materials.
IEBC materials were on Monday destroyed in Chuka, Tharaka Nithi County and Kisii by members of the public.
So when the pellets came, it had a damage on one side, and so we just wanted to confirm whether everything is okay. And in that pellet, the expectation of the packaging inside was that it's indicated that the packaging on top of it is 50 boxes of the ballot papers inside it. So since it had that damage, we had to call in a few agents, and we were lucky to get a few within the vicinity. to just witness as we receive it, and we had to open to confirm that the number of boxes indicated on the label on top of the pellet is actually what was inside. So we counted one by one, and we were able to ascertain that indeed there were 50 boxes of ballot papers inside that pellet.
The materials were being transported to polling stations in the Igamba-Ng'ombe sub-county. This comes less than 24 hours before the general elections, where Kenyans are expected to vote for the next government.
Yale yametendeka, sisi polisi tumeelezwa, na ndio maana tuko hapa. Na nimeongea na election manager Mr. Mohamed Raka. Amekubali kwamba hawa watu ni wa IEBC, okay? Na wako hapa, wameleta hizi vitu hapa. Kwa hivyo nataka tuelewane namna hii, kwamba hata kama makosa imefanyika, sisi tuta investigate. Ndio maana tuko hapa, kwa sababu ile kazi nyingine si ni lazima iendelee. Kesho si lazima tupige kura. Sisi tumeamua tutafanya investigation, tujue ni nini kinaendelea. Hakuna kitu tutawacha bila kuchunguza.
However, Tharaka Nithi IEBC returning officer Mohamed Raka on Monday briefed the media, saying there was a mix-up in the distribution of ballot papers in the area.
Kisha kwamba yetu kumekuwa na mix-up ya Mugwe ward iko Garissa na wanakuja, na sisi pia tuko na one of the wards ya kwa hapa, so we are expecting a plane anytime a chopper reach the land and chukue. Kumekuwa na mix-up in that distribution in terms of packaging. So that is just to inform you kwamba kumekuwa na hiyo mix-up, na that is sorted. At least this is one of the events that may happen. I think this is the only one which has been recorded so far.
Raka revealed that the right ballot papers will be brought to the Chuka by a chopper and the right ones will be sent to Garissa.
We have informed the Nairobi office, and they are organizing for a chopper to bring the one for our ward and also take this one back to where it's supposed to be. That is the briefing we have. So maybe tunaweza ngoja kwa wale ambao hawatakuwa na haraka, so that we can ikifika tuweze kufungua na kuwitness kwamba kwa kisha kwamba ni za hapa kwetu. Are we together? Yes. So tukienda labda kutoka ofisi imepatikana ya Garissa. Yeah, it's in Garissa. Iko Garissa. Sisi tuko na yao. Yeah. I think hiyo wadi imekuwa.
Also, there was confusion in Mombasa County on Monday when the ballot papers for gubernatorial candidates meant for Vita constituency polling centers were missing.
Kini top page ni ya Mombasa. Ndani haiko sawa. Nini vote candidates ni wa Kilifi, lakini naming county Mombasa constituency Vita hivyo, lakini the candidates ni wa Kilifi.
Webuye East Sub-County Returning Officer Emmanuel Onyango said the official was arrested after they received a tip-off from the residents of Maraka in Webuye, Bungoma County.
I've just confirmed one person was arrested. I've gone to the police station. I found he's one of the deputy presiding officers. He has mentioned to me about 3 more people, and I've taken appropriate action. I've told the police to follow up the matter up to the end, and also the person, the candidate who was involved, I think has been summoned. The DCI has already confirmed that to me, and is doing his statement. And then from there, I think if they are found culpable, then the law will take its course appropriately.
Nataka kushukuru hata sasa saa hii tumeanza kupata report kupitia kwa hizo helplines.
But for the action we took for the deputy presiding officer is already arrested. Is already in. And I should send a message and a warning to our poll officials not to engage themselves with politicians. They should just leave them. They should leave. They should work for IBC as IBC because they are under oath. That's why we took action by arresting.
In a response, IEBC chairperson of Chebukati during the press briefing on Monday evening dismissed the claims by the public over the ballot papers destruction and replaced election officials in various counties who were allegedly caught at a meeting with candidates and planning to influence the outcome of elections.
There were no ballot papers destroyed in Tharaka Nithi. What was destroyed were booths, a few booths by some individuals who attacked the vehicle.
Stumps.
And some stumps.
Stumps and seats.
Yeah, and those are items we have in plenty. We shall replace them. I think the process of replacing them is ongoing. No ballot papers were destroyed. Security items, ballot papers, KIMS kits are escorted under heavy police security. And those ones are all safe for the cases that we have mentioned in our presser.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
Thank you, Millicent Makoha, for that update. And moving on, more elections are being held than ever, but the number of questionable polls being held around the world is fueling fears of a global democratic recession, whereby the will of the people is not reflected in the results being announced. The political camps plan to deploy election agents to all the 46,000 polling stations gazetted by the electoral body. The agents will be tasked with the following: the voting, counting and tallying processes to ensure that the numbers from the polling stations confirmed with the results that will be forwarded to the National Tallying Center. Bushebi Jr. explains to us how Raila and Ruto camps plan to safeguard their votes in the August elections.
I, Raila Amolo Odinga, have seen Canaan, the land of milk and honey, the land of no woman cry. I have seen the promised land, the land of the redemption song.
Ati kitu ingine la pili, wanasema wako na kitu inaitwa deep state. Ati wako na kitu ingine inaitwa system. Ati wataiba kura ya hasla. Mimi nataka niulize nyinyi watu wa Isiolo. Nyinyi mkinipima, nyinyi munione hii sura yangu. Mimi ninakaa mtu ambaye naweza kuibiwa kura mkiniona.
After months of intense campaigns and preparations, Kenyans will on August 9th this year go to the polls to elect the country's new leadership.
So far, we have received all the materials, including all the ballot papers, and we are set for 6 a.m. where the voting will begin in all the polling stations. We expect a number of observers from different organizations. The observers are accredited. They will be walking around the polling stations and tallying centers to see the process, and they are accredited. They will be moving around to monitor the process and everything that pertains to the election.
22.1 million registered voters are expected to participate in the exercise, according to the latest statistics from Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC). Even though the focus is mostly on the hotly contested presidential race, voters will elect new leaders for 5 other positions, including governor, senator, member of parliament, woman representative and member of county assembly (MCA).
Sisi ni project yenu, wale ni project ya wafisadi wote.
There are 2 main coalitions in the 2022 polls. Raila Odinga's Azimio One Kenya coalition.
Raila ni Mkristo asili. Yeye ni Anglikana.
And Deputy President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza alliance.
Today, corruption cases take up to 10 years. We want corruption cases concluded in months.
Both Raila and Ruto are on a charm offensive to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Jubilee Party, who is set to exit the high office after completing his 2 5-year terms as stipulated in the constitution.
Ati wananiambia nimalize niende. Kwani wanafikiria nimalize niende wapi?
The head of state, however, remains center stage in the poll slated for Tuesday, having endorsed Raila's bid for the top seat amid protests from his estranged Deputy President William Ruto. Ruto and his men in the Kenya Kwanza alliance claim the president is hell-bent on using state machinery to help Raila ascend to power irregularly.
Well, President Uhuru Kenyatta, the chairman of Azimio, in a meeting in State House a week ago, said that he nominated Martha Karua as his running mate to take care of his interests and that of his family. The president was on record, which means that Martha Karua is a project of the chairman of Azimio, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and they are both proxies with Raila Odinga. It is not me who said, It's President Uhuru Kenyatta who said. And previously I thought that Honorable Mother had been nominated as running mate by Raila Odinga. But here comes President Uhuru Kenyatta, outgoing president, chairman of Azimio, a man who has said he's going nowhere, he's going to be around. He'll be ruling from home. He'll be consorting his project from home.
Similarly, the Azimio team has also accused Ruto of a plot to rig the August polls using purported allies in the electoral body.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The net effect of the accusations has been mistrust on the part of IEBC and the two leading political camps, especially in the presidential contest, that has also attracted two other candidates, including George Wajakoya of the Roots Party and David Mwaure Waihiga of Agano Party, who rank lowly in recent opinion polls.
All right, Chairman, my colleagues are making reference to 2017. One, because it was the last general election, and two, because there was an election nullified. Part of the reasons as to why the Supreme Court held its decision of nullifying that election was the hesitancy by IEBC to open the server. Nearly 5 years later, you are still the chairman of IEBC. To the millions of Kenyans who are watching us tonight, can you explain to them why IEBC chairman Wafula Chebukati and the commission was hesitant to open the server?
Is still hesitant.
That is not true. We were not hesitant to open the server.
But that is the reason as to why the Supreme Court nullified that election.
Yes, the server was opened. There were 14 orders by the Supreme Court, and giving access to the teams then that had come to the
to safeguard their votes in these polls. Both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza coalitions have put in place several measures to ensure IEBC delivers free, fair and credible elections. The political camps plan to deploy election agents to all 46,000 polling stations gazetted by the electoral body. The agents will be tasked with voting, counting and tallying processes to ensure that the numbers from the polling stations conform with results that will be forwarded to the National Tallying Center.
Everything is okay. We are set. We have 2 security officers per polling station deployed by the security team. We also have 20 security officers in all the materials, including all the ballot papers, and we are set for 9th, 6 a.m. This includes the agents, the observers, the accredited media, the accredited agents. The agents must be accredited, the media must be accredited, the observers, the candidates walk in, see the process and leave the station. We also have the poll officials and IBC staff. Other than those people that I've mentioned, we don't expect any person to be at the polling station. We expect the voters to move in, vote, and go back home freely. The voters are also expected to carry their original identity card or passport, a valid passport, that one which they used to register as a voter during the registration period.
The coalitions have also maintained that they will hold parallel tallying centers as soon as IEBC starts declaring results at the polling station level.
We complete what we started.
Ruto in March confirmed that the Kenya Kwanza Alliance will deploy a parallel tallying center to keep in check the process of transmitting the results. Azimio's presidential chief agent Saitabao Olekancho said early this month that the coalition will use the same tactic to safeguard their votes. Kenya Kwanza has promised to keep its supporters updated on any incidents reported during the polling process. Last week, the alliance unveiled a WhatsApp number where their supporters can report cases of election malpractices, including violence, bribery, and ballot stuffing. The platform, dubbed Hatupangwingwing Call Center, also allows the electorate to send reports about challenges faced during voting. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bushabe Jr.
Thank you, Bushabe Jr. IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati has suspended elections in 4 elective seats across the country following a mix-up in the printing of ballot papers. The elective areas include Mombasa and Kakamega counties, where governor elections have been suspended until further notice. Chebukati said these follow the realization that details and images of the candidates were wrong. Others affected for the same reason are the Pokot South and Kacheliba constituency elections. He spoke on Monday at the Bomas of Kenya during a press briefing ahead of Tuesday's elections. The IEBC boss also said that ballot papers for 5 constituencies were wrongly routed to Chuka Igambe Ng'ombe in Tharaka Nithi County. He said county assembly ballot papers for Mua ward in Machakos County were erroneously sent to Kuresoi constituency in Nakuru County.
The gubernatorial seat, Kakamega County, gubernatorial seat, Mombasa County, Kachiliba constituency, member of National Assembly, Pokot South constituency, member of National Assembly elections have been suspended for those 4 elective positions, and the date will be announced through a gazette notice. Ballot papers for the following areas were wrongly routed. Ballot paper pallets for County Assembly ward belonging to Fafi constituency were erroneously sent to Chuka Igambe Ng'ombe in Tharaka Nithi County. Ballot papers pallets for County Assembly ward belonging to Mua in Machakos County were erroneously sent to Kuresoi constituency, Nakuru County. Ballot paper box belonging to Tiati County women, member of National Assembly in Baringo County, were erroneously sent to Lamu County. The Commission has since rerouted the ballot paper pellets to their rightful places using air transport contracted to facilitate such emergencies. I also wish to bring to your attention an incident that happened this morning in Moyale constituency, Marsabit County, where a KIMS kit for Urani Primary School polling station code number 0100 450 226 07102 was reported missing. The KIMS kit code is 0100 450 226 07102 was reported missing. The loss was discovered when the KIMS kits were being charged before deployment to the polling stations. The incident has been reported to Moyale Police Station and investigations into the loss is ongoing. The Commission has blacklisted and replaced the missing KIMS kit. Any activity or data that may originate from
While Kakamega electorates will have to wait longer to vote for their governor, and long queues were experienced in Bungoma as Bungoma County residents rushed to pick up their identification cards ahead of the Tuesday's polls. The locals thronged the county's Huduma Center on Monday morning as they rushed to get their IDs to enable them to vote on Tuesday, according to returning officer Kosgei Kipkorir. All is set for the polls in the county that boasts of 646,598 votes from the total of 9 constituencies. As the country prepares to hold one of the historic general elections, Kenyans have anticipated to participate in this year's polls as they seek to make their choice by electing leaders they believe will address their concerns.
And our rallying call to the different candidates is to concentrate on selling their agenda to the people in line with the manifesto that we presented to them recently. And they should stop making each other their agenda, but they should have their own agenda, what they want to do when they are elected.
In Bungoma County, long queues were experienced as Bungoma County residents rushed to pick up their identification cards ahead of Tuesday's polls. The locals thronged the county's Huduma Center on Monday morning as they rushed to get their IDs to enable them vote on Tuesday.
Ambayo ni kwa ajili ya ajili ya kesho ya kura.
Original identification cards are mandatory and one has to present them physically to the IEBC officials before being allowed to cast their ballots. A waiting card is not allowed and cannot be used to vote. The Kenyan Constitution stipulates that in order for one to qualify to vote, they must be a registered voter.
To the ballot boxes to cast starts with the presidential, white in color, goes into the box with a white lid. Proceeds to the member of National Assembly, green ballot paper with a box with green lid. Member of County Assembly, badge with a badge. Proceeds to the Senate election, purple with purple, and proceeds to the governor election, blue with blue. He is then marked on his left small finger with indelible ink and is asked to leave.
One has to be at least 18 years old to be registered as a voter. He or she must be of sound mind and has not been convicted of an election offense during the preceding 5 years. Even prisoners are eligible to vote, but for the presidential candidate only. On the other hand, returning officer Kosgei Kipkorir has assured residents that all is set for Tuesday's election in the county that boasts of 646,598 registered voters.
What happens immediately is the distribution of the ballot papers to each polling station. So far as Kandui constituency, I can say we are moving on well. No any major challenges. And we are hoping that we shall have peaceful elections. After this, we distribute the ballot papers to each polling station, and then the POs and the deputy presiding officers will be leaving to the polling stations in preparation for tomorrow's coming elections. But we have been instructed to use the register also. So, but the person will first of all be identified in the KIMS kit, and then verified by the finger by touching on the KIMS kit. But after that, now we shall cross the name in the register. We cross all the details except the elector's number.
Bungoma County with 9 constituencies, that is Mount Elgon, which has a total of 76,159 voters. Sirisia constituency with 48,717 voters. Kabuchai constituency with 67,221 voters. Bumula constituency with 82,047 voters. Kandoi constituency with 118,333 voters. Webuye East with 48,950 voters. Webuye West 58,632 voters. Kimilili constituency with 61,587 voters. And Tongaren constituency with 84,952 voters. Maisha Television, I'm Reader Kering Chebet. And as Kenyans stream to various polling stations to cast their votes on Tuesday, top officials from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, all the way to the government judiciary will play critical roles. Other than the role played by IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati, the other key players play a pivotal role in making the polls a success. Osundwa Anthony tells us more.
With less than 5 days remaining to the general elections, activities surrounding the preparations for the August 9th poll have intensified. Various stakeholders are racing against time to ensure a flawless and credible process.
And that is having the biometric voter verification as a primary mode of verification. Now, that leads me to the second issue around complementary.
These are the 5 people to watch as Kenyans head to elections. The first person is Wafula Chebukati, the chair of IEBC. The Independent Elections and Boundaries Commission is a major player in the election process. His commission is mandated to conduct and supervise elections in the country. The IEBC chair is expected to be a busy man as his commission seeks to deliver on its mandate.
The National Police Service will deploy about 150,000 officers for the election day, before election, during and after elections. This includes officers who will be deployed at the 46,229 polling stations.
Chebukati, who will be overseeing a general election for a second time, will hope to improve on the flaws experienced in 2017, where a presidential election was nullified.
We shall have officers at the 290 constituency tallying centers. We shall have officers at the 47 county tallying centers, and also at the national tallying center. But this is a huge police force who will be available, and they are ready and they have been trained. And the training has been a collaboration between the IEBC and the National Police Service. This journey started way back last year, culminating into the trainings which finalized this week.
He is the voice of the commission, and he has the responsibility to lead the rest of the commissioners. IEBC chair is the returning officer for the presidential election, where stakes are extremely high.
We have committed to work together, and if there's any issue, we shall discuss as the National Police and as the Commission any issue affecting elections. So we appeal to Kenyans to turn up in large numbers and exercise their democratic right on the 9th of August. It also come to our attention that there are some people who are going around in a few areas buying IDs from voters. That information we have passed over to the Inspector General of Police, and action will be taken on those individuals who are going around buying IDs from Kenyans who are registered voters. We appeal to Kenyans, please don't sell the ID, don't sell your right, your democratic right and constitutional right.
The Chief Justice Martha Koome is the second person. The Chief Justice is also the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the only court with the jurisdiction to determine a presidential election dispute. As such, Koome and the entire 7-judge bench will be of great influence in the event of a presidential petition. She has been in the office for 1 year now since she took over from former Chief Justice David Maraga.
God bless you.
I think we still have some 6 minutes. According to the... but I can take the 6 minutes tomorrow if your lordships feel like...
No. Just finish it and we...
My lords, just to wrap up. Allegations made...
Her predecessor Martha made history in 2017 when he led his fellow Supreme Court judges in nullifying the presidential election.
Direction of the authorities and our submissions. And if your lordships and your leaderships grant me latitude, let me start by characterizing the pleadings before you. You will note, number one, that the pleadings before you suffer from lack of focus and particularity. Number two, you will note that if one was a legal Puritan, the main affidavit by the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is actually a defective affidavit. My learned teacher, Feroz Naroji, is here. You cannot start an affidavit with "we." I'm simply characterizing that affidavit. Number two, you will note that the affidavits offend Order 19, Rule 1 of the Civil Procedure Rules. The affidavits are full of hearsay.
The third person is Samuel Kobia. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, has a major role in mitigating ethno-political violence and hate speech. In a country with a history of election violence, the NCIC will be a crucial player in the delivery of peaceful elections.
Now for today, ladies and gentlemen, we have invited you to talk about a very, very important event that is ahead of us, that general elections, and the conduct and responsibility of our people. This is Kenyan society. And today, we're indeed privileged to have with us the National Police Service spokesperson, Bwana Bruno, who is well known to you. He'll be telling us a little bit about what the National Police Service is doing or plans to do.
Samuel Kobia has been the Commission's chair since 2019. He has throughout his tenure stood his ground in combating ethnic violence, discrimination and hate speech from political leaders.
It is important to remind our leaders that they are expected to inspire, to encourage and to build courage and resilience, not to build an environment of fear, panic, uncertainty within the society. We must all aspire to be responsible citizens, and it is demanded of us all to be mindful of others even as we enjoy our constitutionally guaranteed rights and freedoms. This is expected even more from a leader to be.
Authority, Chiloba is expected to lead in the authority's mandate to monitor how Kenyans share information about the elections. The authority will be keen in ensuring that information about elections process is not distorted or manipulated.
The procedure is to use what we call alphanumeric search, which is using your ID number, we key in, and the system is able to pull the data of the voter, and we can be able to do comparison.
Chiloba has assured Kenyans of their freedom in expressing their views through social media amid claims of plans to switch off social media. The fifth person is Hilary Mutyambai. The police are also a major player in the delivery of peaceful elections. The Inspector General will be expected to marshal efforts to maintain peace and order.
Senior staff of IBC on our security preparedness. Further, as the Inspector General of the National Police Service, I wish to assure Kenyans that NPS is and remains committed to partner and support IBC to conduct and deliver a free, fair and credible 2022 general.
Police officers will be required to man over 50,000 polling stations, hence proving the big trust ahead of the police.
Finally, with regard to investigation revolving around electoral stickers recently imported into the country, I wish to inform Kenyans that the matter has been resolved.
Antonio Sundwa, Maisha Television.
Thank you, Antonio Sundwa, for that insight. As Kenyans prepare to cast their ballots during the August 9th general polls, various organizations have intensified campaigns for a smooth and peaceful transition following reports that tension was mounting in areas mapped as hotspots. Civil society organizations in Malindi have organized a peace walk in the town to sensitize members of the public on the importance of maintaining peace before, during and after the August 9th general elections. Religious leaders, on the other hand, have called on Kenyans to maintain peace, harmony before, during and after the elections. The clergy, who are drawn from Machakos, have also pointed out that Kenya has been a peaceful country and they believe that it will remain the same after the polls.
Tuko hapa leo tumekongamana tukishirikiana na CSOs, wazee wa mtaa na wazee wa nyumba kumi pamoja na kazi mtaani. Kazi yetu ya leo ni kuzunguka Malindi na kueneza amani. Tunataka amani Malindi hii wakati huu ambao tunaelekea kwa uchaguzi. Mimi nasema mtu yoyote ambaye atakuja kwako akiulizia kitambulisho, tafadhali unipigie simu ili huyo mtu aweze kukamatwa na sheria zichukue mkondo wake.
Sisi kama vijana tumeshirikiana katika eneo la Malindi, tukuze hii siku ya kutembea, tufundishane na jamii zetu tukifuatana nao kutangaza usalama na amani, kwa sababu sisi vijana ndio wenye kutumiwa vibaya, na sisi ndio leo tutatangaza msimamo wetu wa kudumisha amani katika eneo la Malindi kwa kipindi hichi cha kura na baada ya kura. Na wajibu wetu wakazi wa Malindi na Kilifi County nzima na Kenya nzima, siasa ni ya msimu, ujirani wetu udumu, amani idumu Kenya, upatikane maendeleo katika nchi yetu ya Kenya sana.
Amani na uhuru, tuache kupigana, tupige kura kwa amani.
Tunahitaji amani leo, kesho na hata baada ya uchaguzi. Mayouth tuko hapa na tuko hapa full mkoba kuhakikisha kwamba tumekuwa katika mstari wa mbele kuhakikisha kwamba Malindi imebaki amani hata baada ya uchaguzi.
Our prayer is that God will give this country leaders who fear him, leaders who are faithful, and leaders who love people. People who are not leaders who are not selfish, but who mind about the interests of other people. And today we have prayed and asked God to help us so that as we go for election, we are going to have peaceful election and a unity so that everything would go well and that we will be able to accept the leaders who are going to be announced by IBC.
We have also prayed for the country, and they finish with the national anthem, which the national anthem is a prayer for our country. I want to thank the Reverend for that, and I just wish Kenyans all the best in the coming elections. That is on Tuesday. Please let us be peaceful. This is our country. This is our country. We must love our country. We must protect our country at whatever cost. Let us have peaceful elections, and God will see us through.
All right, allow me to take a short commercial break. I'll be right back.
Kura upo. IEBC imeweka mikakati kurahisisha utaratibu wa kupiga kura. Uingiapo kituoni utahitajika kuwasilisha kitambulisho au pasipoti yako kwa karani wa IEBC. Baada ya kutambulishwa, utapewa karatasi 6 za kura zenye rangi tofauti za nyadhifa mbalimbali. Elekea kwenye sehemu iliyotengwa kupigia kura kwa siri na uweke alama moja tu kwa kila karatasi kumchagua kiongozi umtakaye. Kisha tumbukiza kila kura kwenye sanduku lenye kifuniko cha rangi sawa na kura yako. Mwishowe utapakwa wino kwenye kidole na uondoke kituoni. IEBC, your vote, your future.
A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushebi and Rita Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is live at Hammersmith.
Barcelona is live from Damascus. We're on the doorstep.
For Maisha TV.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Trusted news, trusted sources, trusted dissemination of information.
Protect by all available means our territory.
Parliament must be careful.
Maisha Prime News, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Trusted, unbiased, authoritative. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Engineering jobs can now also be found widely in the computer engineering, software engineering, nanotechnology, mechatronics, and many more.
Engineering tips in association with
Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs.
Amani, amani, amani. TikTok clock ina tick. TikTok blogger ana post na kuretweet hateful messages, ana spread woga. Ni kuspread hashtag ya uongo. Trend love not animosity kwa city Mr. Blogger. Kwa watu wa ndudhi, watu wa bodaboda, mapolitician wanakaa na uongo na soda. Ati wakupe 200 utoe zogo. Jiheshimu nani? Kula jasho yako. Kula hiyo ugali ndogo. Spread love not animosity Mr. Bodaboda. Wamama wetu wakuuza mboga, kalisha watoto chini, ongelesha familia. Hitapunguza huzuni, machozi na kulia. Sababu kijana alionekana corruption akafinyiliwa. Wamama wetu tufundishe familia amani. Spread love not animosity kwa city mama. Vijana ma youthman, wacha tamaa. Kula jasho yako, wacha umang'aa. Politician hata kusaidia ukiletwa balaa. Excitement juu umepewa punch, utajipata kamiti unaserve miaka punch. So tulia, wacha vita. Spread love not animosity vijana. Politician, wanasiasa, kama ni campaign piga kwa amani. Uza sera ya kujenga Kenya. Uza sera ya kuleta umoja. Spread love not animosity Mr. Politician. Love.
This message is brought to you by the International Republican Institute in partnership with Siasa Place.
It is a season of seriousness, and only the serious presenters come onto your screen.
Maisha Prime News and Maisha Prime Morning Edition. My hustle, my story. Maisha Prime Weekend.
Rida Kirin Chibet, Millicent Makoha, Brian Gad. Only on Maisha TV. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is prime news. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative, authoritative, unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Welcome and thank you so much for staying with Maisha Prime News. 4 IEBC officials were arrested after attending a meeting held by a parliamentary aspirant were fired by the commission on Monday, August 8th. The Homa Bay County IEBC returning officer Frederick Apopa affirmed that the officials engaged in election malpractice by attending the meeting. The returning officer noted that the fate of the officials rests in the hands of the police and the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to decide on whether to take further action against them. 4 Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission were arrested after they were found holding a closed-door meeting at a parliamentary aspirant's home in Homa Bay County. The officials include a presiding officer, 2 deputy presiding officers and a clerk. The 4 had been recruited by the commission to man over Kabwai and Kanyadoto wards. Media reports indicated that the county residents got wind of the secret meeting and rushed to the politician's home in order to disrupt the gathering.
They said that the individual was simply asking them how the process goes on at various polling stations. And the investigations are still going on, but at that particular point, nothing concrete was found according to the security personnel handling the issue. So they were released to us. They are people we had trained, and we have taken administrative action in so far as handling that issue is concerned. We put them aside. We have actually released them to do other things and replace them immediately. But the incident is still being looked into, so we will get to know what happens after investigations.
As Kenyans head towards a highly contested presidential election, clergy, politicians and Kenyans have called for all sides to maintain peace during these years' polls. Speaking to Maisha TV, the groups maintain that politics is seasonal and therefore it should not be a source of division in the country. Let's have a look at what they have to say on our news segment, Uamuzi Voices.
This is Pastor Robert Bushebi. I work with Gospel Believers Fellowship here in Bungoma town. I would like to relay a message to Kenyans to vote peacefully, vote wisely, and in voting we have 3 things. You either vote the leaders you want, from the MCA to the president, and secondly, you also can vote for the leaders you deserve, and or you can vote the leaders that have a heart after God, who have favor. Because I know that the enemy, that is the devil, would like to take any advantage of anything or any media rumors or anything that can come up, pop up, even with the security as we vote, to pray that God does away with it, that God rebukes anything that comes up. We would like to have a peaceful elections this 2022.
Majina naitwa Dr. Betson Maponi Makoha. Mimi ni mkazi wa Eluche, East Wanga Ward, Mumias East Constituency. Tukileta mvurugano na migogoro, wananchi wetu ndio wataumia. Wanasiasa sisi saa zingine wengine wanajitenga. Kwa hivyo naomba kila mtu afanye siasa ya amani, mshindi atakapotangazwa.
Mimi naitwa Alex wa Mkoya Lanya, mgombea kiti cha ubunge eneo la Matungu. Watu wa Matungu tujitokeze kwa wingi, tuweze kujitetea, tuweze kumhakikishia kwamba Matungu iko na amani. Nami naomba kura ipigwe kwa njia ya amani na iwe ya umlembe mwana vya Matungu.
Huu ni wakati ambao mwenyewe utajiamulia na ujue kwamba kura ambayo unaenda kupiga, kura ya mabadiliko, ni kura ya kubadilisha uchumi. Kwa hivyo nataka niwaombe wa Kenya wote kwa jumla tusiwe na fujo, kwa sababu baada ya tarehe 9 Kenya itaendelea, maisha yako itaendelea. Kwa hivyo tutumiza amani na tuhakikishe kwamba hatutumii vibaya na mwanasiasa yeyote.
Kwa majina naitwa Omar Abdi Mohamed, mimi ni mkazi na mzaliwa wa Bungoma hapa town. Na mimi pia ni mwanabiashara. Biashara yangu ni ya hoteli, iko hapo CBD. Inaitwa Al Jazeera Restaurant. Ningependa kuwahimiza na kuwaomba mwamke mapema ili muweze kupiga kura yenu kwa amani na pindi mnapomaliza turudi manyumbani tuongoje matokeo. Na yule ambaye atakuwa mshindi tutakuwa hatuna budi ila ni kukubali, kwa sababu hiyo ndio italeta amani na umoja, na amani na umoja italeta utulivu katika nchi na mji wetu, ili biashara zetu ziendelee, watoto wetu warudi shule, na uchumi wetu wa kaunti ya Bungoma na nchi kwa jumla iwe imeimarika zaidi na zaidi. Kwa hivyo naomba
kwa majina naitwa Wino Wamboi Ndiga. Mimi ni mwanabiashara Bungoma County and I'm calling out for peace. Tomorrow we're not opening as well. Tutakuwa tumefunga tuende tukapige kura because we believe every vote counts. Tuta resume on Wednesday, so we are calling for peace. Ndio tuendelee na biashara, tuendelee kwa kimaisha.
Tupige kura kwa amani ili turudi kazini on Wednesday. Tufanye kazi tukijua tuko kwa amani.
Nitapiga kura yangu, nitaendelea na shughuli zangu za kawaida. Ama naweza amua nimalize kupiga kura na niende nitulie nyumbani, ngoje matokeo. Yule atakuwa amechaguliwa na Mungu ndiye atatuongoza sisi. Lakini mambo ya furugu hii hatutataka kuwa nayo, kwa sababu kila mwaka tumekuwa na kila election tumekuwa na furugu mingi, tumekuwa na siasa, tumekuwa na ukabila, lakini this time round tutaomba Mungu atusaidie tuwe na amani.
Sisi wa mama ndio huwa tunaleta amani. Wewe ukileta amani, mzee wako hatapiga kelele. Wewe upiga kura na mzee wako na ukuje kwa nyumba, mkae chini, mkula ugali. Hata kama nchi imekuwa mbaya, tunajua hii dunia imekuwa mbaya kwa sababu ya uchumi.
Now away from matters elections, tension is high in Samburu after a school's guard at Moi Girls High School was killed in an overnight attack by armed bandits. The body of the school's guard was taken to Marala Referral Hospital, as Nerima Wekesa report.
Tension remains high in Samburu County with barely hours to the August 9th polls. This is after school guard at Moi Girls High School was killed in an overnight attack by armed bandits.
Nataka watu wetu wapige kura. They have to exercise their democratic right of choosing their leaders when wanataka. Kwa hivyo wanataka protection from the government.
It was around 1 a.m. when the armed bandits invaded the school, shot and killed the school guard and stole 11 school cows. The incident occurred barely a week after a teacher at Baragoi Boys High School was killed in cold blood by unknown assailants.
Tunataka kuuliza serikali namna hii. Samburu na wale watu ambao mlikuwa mnachunga haki yao pale, hata mnaleta makomando wakuja wachunge hali yao. Hapa haistahili kuleta komando wa kuchunga wananchi wasiendelee kuumia na hawa bandits. Kama mmeamua sasa tunataka amani.
What shocked the residents is that the incident occurred less than 200 meters from Maral Police Station. In response to the incident, Samburu County Commander Mr. David Wambua confirmed the incident, saying the police are persuading the stolen cows. The body of the school guard was taken to Maral Referral Hospital.
Ile kitu ilikuwa inasikitisha sana ni kwamba juzi waliitwa Mara, bunduki yao ikarudishwa ya wengine. Na huyo mzee jana kama angekuwa na bunduki yake angesaidia sana. So hiyo tu ndio ombi langu kwa serikali ya kwamba wafanye disarmament ya Pokot. Ya pili kama NPR ni akuwe NPR bunduki yake apewe.
Nerima Wekesa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Lieutenant General Walter Koipaton has officially handed over the mandate of the Kenya Army Commander to Lieutenant General Peter Njiru. The handover ceremony was held at Ngao Garden at the Kenya Army headquarters on Monday. General Koipaton has served since July 13th, 2018. He said he will be retiring to his family, urging the force members to embrace integrity. Glad you're still tuned into Maisha Prime News here on Maisha Television. Now let's have a look at our education segment.
school academic history has become the main consideration in the 2022 Form 1 enrollment. In Kabula Boys, the case was not different, as the parents admitted that the school performance in 2021 is the main reason to why they are admitting their children in this school. Clement Kudaka, who is the school principal, did not hide his joy following the 2021 KCSE performance.
Our school is situated in Bungoma, and we are glad to say that our enrollment is picking up, especially after improved results. We have seen Form 1 admission picking up, and other classes are also on demand by students who are seeking transfer to our school, and we believe the future is bright for the school. Our KCSE results were impressive considering the past performance. The school improved from a mean score of 4.9 to 5.65, and with an enrollment also, with this number of students qualifying for direct university entry also going up from 26 to 39. And we believe that this is a momentum that we want to sustain. We expect more to qualify this year, and as we move forward to get more students going to university to benefit this community. We want to urge our current class of Form 4 to maintain discipline. Indiscipline has been a case that was affecting results, but the last year's class demonstrated a lot of improvement in their discipline, which contributed to good results that we have.
Addressing the issue on county scholarship, which is funded by Bungoma Governor Wycliffe Wangamati, Mr. Kudaka urged the parents who have given half scholarship to be committed on the 50% fee remainder.
For the parents, this scholarship comes in two categories. There is full governor scholarship, and there is 50% scholarship. Those who have the 50% scholarship, the county government is going to pay for you 50% of the fees, and 50% the parents meet. Kindly, as you report with half the fees if you are on 50% scholarship.
However, he has called on the parents to enroll their students in the school, since the facility has quality learning facility for the student.
The school has qualified staff with a teaching force of 35 teachers. We expect that all subjects are taught well with qualified staff, and our curriculum is broad, including French, art and design, computer, and students should take advantage of this to make sure that they have a broad curriculum that will give them greater chances as they go to join the public.
For Maisha Education segment, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
Moving on, here is our business feature, My Hustle, My Life, My Story.
Kenya's healthcare sector has benefited from a substantial inflow of new capital in recent years as private investors rush to take advantage of new growth opportunities in hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, and human resource development. This comes as the country's public health copes with a patient capacity burden and insufficient funding problems that prompted doctors to strike in 2016 and 2017. Ahmed Omar takes us to Kimaiti this time with a sleek look and practice smile. Mr. Omar seems more of a deal breaker than a healthcare director. Nope, his heart's rest on that of the people. This time, a compelling adventure. The eyes of the private equity investor lit up as he strode across the barrel 8-acre land in Napara, Kimaiti. Soon, an empty floor would see the rise of a level 3 recently built hospital. There is so much to see here. A stretch of unfinished perimeter to foresee maternity facility, community-based water project commissioned by the High Commission of Pakistan herself, a state-of-the-art hospital with modernized equipment and lovely staff.
Naitwa Omar Abdi Mohamed. Mimi ni moja wa madirectors wa hili health center ambayo inaitwa Al-Ihsan Health Center ambayo inapatikana Bumula sub-county na Para location, njia ya kuelekea Malakisi town. Tumefungua mlango wetu takriban mwezi 2 uliopita, na pia tulianza ujenzi takriban mwaka 1.5 na tukajaliwa kulifungua.
Al-Ihsan Hospital Health Facility based in Bumula sub-county na Para location specializes in being resourceful to the host community.
Tulipokuja hii sehemu tulianza kama Islamic Center, tuna msikiti na madras, na tukawa tunafanya free medical camps kwa watu wa area. Tulikuwa tunafanya kila mwezi wa 4 wa mwaka kwa siku 3, tunatibu watu magonjwa tofauti na tunawapea madawa. Hapo sasa tukaona kuna haja sana ya kuwa na hospitali sehemu hii, kwa sababu ile hospitali ambayo iko karibu ni ya serikali, na tukaona tufungue hii sehemu ili tusaidiane, kwa sababu idadi ya watu pia ni nyingi na pia wanahitaji huduma mbalimbali.
Al-Ihsan has done something that hasn't been tried before in Kimaiti, build a modernized hospital across cultures with the quest for affordable health care in one of the needy areas of rural Bungoma with so much to offer.
Hii timu yetu kuna madaktari ndani yao. Kwa vile ilikuwa tunajiita Al-Ihsan Community Development Organization, ni ile yetu tu wenyewe tunasaidiana sisi kama marafiki, tunanunua madawa, na kwa vile tuko na madaktari sisi wenyewe, tuko na pharmacist, tuko na daktari tofauti, tuko na physicians, so tukasema kila mwezi wa 4 tukifanya Quran competition ya county karibu zaidi ya 10. So kwa siku 3 tulipokuwa tukifanya hiyo competition ya Quran, tukawa tunatibu watu bure. So hatuna funds kutoka nje, ni sisi wenyewe, wale members wenyewe ndio tulikuwa tunagharamia matibabu pamoja na dawa ambao tulikuwa tunapeana bure. Tulianza kutibu watu mwaka wa 2015-16, tumekuwa tukitibu watu hadi sasa. Tukaona tujenge hospitali ambapo tutakuwa tunatibu watu bado. Wakati fulani tulikuwa tunaweka siku ambapo tunatibu watu bure, na tukasema tufungue hospitali ambayo itakuwa na malipo kidogo.
Even in rich areas with sophisticated medical markets, it can be tricky given vastly different regulatory regimes and national quirks for hospital to rise to a level 3. Few have done it. However, he is betting that the community will dip shallow into their savings to pay for an ultrasound or some other necessary cheap guaranteed procedures.
Sisi tulipoanza kutibu watu free medical, tulikuwa tunaangalia sehemu hii wanahitaji nini, na kuna upungufu gani katika sehemu ya Kimaiti na tuseme Bumula sub county kwa ujumla. Tukaona hawana facilities zile ambazo ziko karibu, hawazingatii sana upande wa wajawazito, vitu kama ultrasounds, na pia yale mahabara zao, zile laboratories hawana zile zile machines nzuri za kupima watu damu aina tofauti, kwa sababu watu wengi walikuwa wakitaka kufanya test ya magonjwa tofauti, kupimwa damu, walikuwa wanaenda hadi mji wa Bungoma kupata huduma. Sasa tuliangalia hizo sehemu za mahabara pamoja na ultrasound, na pia nadhani ukiangalia hospitali yetu tumeijenga katika muundo wa kisasa. Japokuwa tuko vijijini, lakini utaangalia muundo wetu ni wa kisasa na services zetu ni nzuri, kwa sababu tuko na timu nzuri ambayo wanahudumia watu kwa haraka, na pia bei yetu ni nafuu. Bei ya kuona daktari iko nafuu, na pharmacy yetu iko na aina zote za madawa, ambapo ukienda katika sehemu hospitali ya serikali utapata mara nyingi watu wanalalamika, wanasema wanatibiwa, lakini wanaambiwa tena nenda nje ukanunua madawa. Sisi tuko na dawa aina zote, na tuko na madaktari wazuri ambao wamejituma, na Mungu akituwezesha baada ya mwezi mbili hivi tutakuwa na ambulance ya kisasa. So tukaona hizo sehemu katika hii area yetu hakuna hospitali ambayo iko na ambulance. Mara nyingi wagonjwa wakihitaji huduma zaidi wanapata shida. Kwa hivyo sisi tumejipanga, tuko na ambulance, tutapata ambulance baada ya mwezi. So hata tukipata wajawazito ambao wanahitaji matibabu ya dharura na wale ambao wamepata ajali, nadhani watakuwa katika mikono mizuri.
Alison is mavericked by Ramadan Juma. So revered locally that he approaches guru status. Here everybody loves him.
Sese kumasinakase bali Ramadan Juma. Sese omusaraba wa tumaiteneno na ekholeka simu hospital ya Alessandro Health Center. Na kazi ya sanano hasa Bungoma nyeji ekholange kazi ya kujitolea kutakukenderera balwale bali kisehemu mbalimbali. Mbokuba manyisa hospital yechilana nendayi balesibikha kamalwale mbalimbali. Bamayi wajawazito bakhacha bebulira engota beche bebulire mu hospital. Vile bamayi basakhulu bachile kamase paka beche bosi bepima hata chikiwo chomwe bamanye bali khabachilira bariya. Eyo niyo maendeleo ka afya mashinani.
Omar says their business model scales up the need for equity in healthcare access even for the needy.
Chochote ambacho kimewekwa hapa ni marafiki, sisi na marafiki zetu, lakini sio shirika nyingine ambayo ama misaada kutoka nje, ni sisi wenyewe. Tunasema sisi ni binadamu, na pia tukaona sehemu hii watu wana shida, tukasema tukajituma wenyewe na tukawezesha kupata hili jengo, na tuna matarajio zaidi. Matarajio yetu ni zaidi ya hii.
However, our less developed economies share crucial difficulties. Setting up a hospital facility to offer cheap or even free care can get grim.
Pata license ya private hospitals ama health facilities ziko juu, na pia zinachukua muda kupewa. Ingawaje ni jukumu ya Wizara ya Afya kuchunguza hospitali ambayo inataka kuwa registered na nini, lakini ukiangalia pia hauchukua muda mrefu sana kuregister hospitali, na wakati mwingine unapata wewe una kila kitu. Kama jengo lako ni nzuri, una mashine ya kila aina, uko na wafanyakazi wazuri ambao ni qualified madaktari, lakini utapata mara nyingi wanachukua muda mrefu sana. Sasa ningeurge serikali jaribu kuspeed up mambo ya registration za hospitali, na pia waangalie gharama za licensing. Wakiweka gharama juu ya licensing, pia tutapata changamoto kwa kuweza kwa mtu mwingine ambaye anataka kuanzisha hospitali kama hiyo ama health facility. Sisi main focus yetu si kuangalia faida peke yake. Sisi ni kuangalia vile tutasustain hospitali, generate revenue yake na iendelee kwa muda mrefu sana. Tukiridhika na hiyo, nadhani polepole biashara yote ambayo ukianza huwa ndio tunasema mtu huanza safari kwa hatua. Sasa sisi tuko katika hiyo hatua.
He has pushed people to consider National Health Insurance Fund as prime, which he says they have already conceived and is underway.
Na matarajio yetu ni tuwe tuwe na zile NHIF na kadi zingine za kuhudumia watu. Kwa hivyo tuna urge wale majirani zetu na Bumula sub county kwa ujumla, tungewaomba wafanye bidii ya kutafuta kadi ya NHIF, kwa sababu hiyo ndio njia nzuri kabisa ya kupata huduma. Na sisi hapa tuko kwa process ya kuregister tuwe accredited na NHIF, tuwe health facility ambayo imekubaliwa na NHIF kutoa huduma. Kwa hiyo nadhani changamoto nyingi ya hii sehemu itapungua, kwa sababu ukiwa na kadi wewe na familia yako utapata matibabu ya kisasa na kwa urahisi.
Omar and his team hopes to clinch a deal to buy their first ambulance in April to replicate their efforts as rather different private equity investors who put the need of the people first.
Watu wanaogopa kufungua health facility kwa sababu ni ghali mno, sio kama biashara nyingine, kwa sababu kupata wale wahudumu wa pale, madaktari na nurses na nini, ni watu mishahara yao pia sio kidogo. Ukipata wale professional mishahara ni kubwa. Nadhani wengi wanaogopa kwa sababu ya mishahara ya kulipa hao wahudumu, wale nurses, wale ambao wanafanya zile ultrasound na nini. Na pia changamoto pia nilipokueleza ni namna ya kuregister hiyo hospitali. Pia masharti ni mingi sana ya kuregister hospitali, kwa sababu wanakagua kila kitu, wanaangalia ile jengo ambayo umeweka pale standard yake ni vipi, na pia zile machines ambazo unaweka pale iwe ni zile laboratory equipment za kisasa. Zile equipment za kisasa pia ni ghali mno. Sasa nadhani labda kustart health facility hospital inataka uwe na capital kubwa sana. Nadhani labda watu wengi wanaona investment ya hiyo ni changamoto, ndio maana kupata private hospital utapata kwa zile mji kubwa peke yake.
Perhaps the greatest tension for Alisan to resolve is pricing. Few patients in rural areas have health insurance, while a majority can barely afford one. In Kenya, 67% of health expenditures are paid out of pocket, and in Bungoma alone, the fund's central focus, that number is 60%. Maisha Television, my hustle, my story. Brian Gad.
Alright, that feature wraps up the bold and authoritative bulletin, which is now the most watched bulletin in the region, Maisha Prime News. Don't miss to catch up with our bulletin every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. and also on weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. My name is Rida Karim Chibet. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.